right, it's 17:09, and yes, today's Request Power Hour is quite special because we requested for this artist who we have in studio to be here because, the story starts like this. I think it was the National Morning, me and my producer, Frank, we're setting up a playlist. National Morning usually is composed of gospel artists. And I did ask, I said, hey, who's this gospel artist? And Frank explained to me, I've worked with her and the like. So I decided to contact her via social media. And that's what people are doing these days. And she's right here joining us in studio, recording gospel artist, Lengwe. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. My story would be touching to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, usually we line up a lot of gospel musicians on National Morning days from the Kenneth Kaunda one, may so rest in eternal peace, was quite long for a duration. But we line up a lot of gospel music to make sure that, we keep that solemn mood going. But you reached out to us through your music, and we decided to call you up here so we can have an upfront and personal with Lengwe Sinkala.
Yes.
Okay. Just tell us about Lengwe Sinkala.
Okay, so Lengwe Sinkala, I'm a gospel musician and a medical doctor as well.
Mm-hmm.
I started recording my music in 2020. Last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I started recording my music, but I have been writing for a while now, just haven't been putting it out there.
Okay.
Why?
Why? Because I get a feeling that you probably started a little earlier than that, the writing process and the singing process. Did you ever sing before 2020?
Yes, I did. I grew up singing in my church, and I was in various choirs, solo performances as well. I started writing seriously in 2018, about 2 years before I released my first song.
Okay.
Mostly my performances have been in the church, singing, writing, trying to play this and that within the church. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. And you sound to me like you're a medical doctor. Many people would say I'm just a musician, but you're a medical doctor. How are you working with the music side of things?
In correlation with my career?
Yes.
It's not been easy, to say the least, especially to balance the two. Take, for example, this year, the first half of this year, I was stationed in one of the departments, the department that's overseeing COVID. So I didn't get a lot of recording time, a lot of studio time because of that. But my music comes from real life experiences. It's about healing, which I believe medicine is also about. So the two are not so different, just in the way that it is presented to people, in terms of music and in terms of medicine. So the two for me go hand in hand.
Do you sing in the words sometimes?
I've been told that I sometimes do it unconsciously. When I'm tired or stressed out. I tend to burst out in song unknowingly.
Okay, so those of you joining us for the first time on SunFm TV, here is the first song that we'll play from Lengwe. It's called You Are Loved, Blessed. recording gospel artist Lengwe Sinkala in studio with us on the Request Power Hour. And yes, you are blessed and you are loved by him and Jesus, her as well. She loves you too. She loves everybody. Okay, so tell us about, you are blessed, you are loved, the song. What inspiration do you carry off this one?
Okay, I wrote You Are Loved, Blessed, I think towards the end of 2018. I had just completed medical school. Mm-hmm. And, there's that period where you're trying to figure out, okay, where's my next move? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, work, when am I going to start working, how are things supposed to work out. And I found myself in an adult world, I was no longer a student, and I had decisions to make that my parents couldn't make for me.
All that school frenzy had died out, and now you really needed to get into society.
Exactly. And you find like people you were on that medical school journey with are all taking different paths, and there's you. And I felt really low at that point because it seemed like everything was working out for everyone around me but me. And
I've been there.
Yeah.
The after school days. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Mm-hmm. We tend to look around and see what's going on with other people and compare.
And you see your friends, picking up and getting jobs, moving faster. You probably think they're moving faster than you are. When am I gonna get my chance?
Exactly. And you're wondering, Lord, why this slow pace? Like, what exactly is the plan in it all? And I woke up one day with, as usual, nothing to do for that day, and I sat down and I started writing what I believed God was telling me in that moment. That I've given you a brain, I've given you feet, you've gotten your degree, you have ideas and all these thoughts in your head. Do something about it. You are loved, you are blessed. There's nothing that you can't do with me, backing you up. And that's how I put the song together.
I get the inspiration.
Yeah,
there.
And I wrote it.
So in a moment where you feel you're stuck.
Yeah.
And then you just probably somebody has it worse than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm blessed. I mean, I've got this, I've got that. Yeah. Why can't I move myself up?
Yeah.
Dust myself up and try.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting to the next song. It's called Starry Night. What inspires the Starry Night? It is a cover.
It is a cover, yes.
Yeah. What motivation was behind this one here?
Okay, so for this cover, Starry Night, if I remember correctly, I was actually asked by a special group of people. They call themselves Believe and Become. Mm-hmm. It's a group that encompasses different people from different backgrounds that are doing different things, in terms of entrepreneurship. And musicians are also on that platform. And I was asked to submit a video, I think 2 pieces actually, to just introduce myself to the group and what my music is about. And Starry Night has always been one of my favorites. I love how the chorus begins, I'm giving my life to the only one who makes the moon reflect the sun. And I wanted that to be what would introduce me, so that it would be made clear that whatever is driving me is coming from God, the one who created me. And yeah, that was basically what that song was about.
Here it is, A Starry Night by Lengwe Sinkala.
From the birds that sing in the tallest trees to the human life of you and me, from the desert sand to the place we stand, He is God of all, He is everything. Whoa, I'm giving my life to the only one who makes the moon reflect the sun, and every starry night, that was His design. I'm giving my life to the only one who gave me hope when I had none. Let the praises ring, 'cause He is everything. From the autumn leaves that will ride the breeze, to the faith it takes to pray and sing, and from the painted sky to my plague-filled eyes, He is God of all, He is everything. Whoa, I'm giving my life to the only one who makes the moon reflect the sun. Every starry night, that was his design. I'm giving my life to the only one who gave me hope when I had none. Let the praises ring, 'cause he is everything. I'm giving my life to the only one who makes the moon reflect the sun. On that starry night, when he changed my life, I'm giving my life to the only one who was and is and yet to come. So let the angels sing that he is everything. Yeah, he is everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're not touched by this one, yeah, he is everything. Hallelujah! I am so touched right there. Lengwe Sinkala in the studio, and of course it's the Request Power Hour special edition, and we chose to bring an artist into the studio so you can actually get to know more about them right there. So I gather that you write every single day, probably music-wise. Are we expecting an album?
I actually have an album.
You actually have an album?
Yes, I
Wow,
have an album
okay.
that I released end of 2020. Yeah, called God Plans Ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on my website. I have an official website, www.lengwesinkala.com,
Okay.
and that's where it can be found. So I will not be releasing an album anytime soon, but I am constantly working on new music, maybe a single here and there, once in a while, more covers, things like that.
And do we see any collaborations? I mean, the world has opened up. The World Wide Web has made things easy.
Yeah.
We've seen, the likes of many other Zambian artists, collaborating with international artists, coming up with some fresh feel, because the world is hungry for, people meeting and coming up with new
Networking,
ideas. Yeah.
yes. Definitely there is future collaborations to come. I have had a few people reach out within Zambia, outside Zambia as well. So there are definitely things that I'm working on, but you just have to wait and see.
Surprise, surprise. Okay, and as we wrap up, how can people get in touch with you? You did mention that your music is on www.lengwesinkala.com.
Yes.
And how can they, get interactive with you socially?
Yeah, you can get interactive with me socially on Instagram. I am there, Lengwe Sinkala. You can find me on Facebook as well. I have a Facebook page, Lengwe Sinkala. You can find me on YouTube as well, Lengwe Sinkala.
Okay. Well, Lengwe, thanks a lot for taking time out.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we wrap up with In His Time. And you can catch up with another special edition of the Request Power Hour. The next Terrific Z Tuesday will surprise you with the artist. My name is Big Al. Do have a great afternoon and stay tuned.